I'm here with His Beatitude, Louis Raphael SAKO, the Patriarch of Caldean Church in Baghdad. And as we know, biblically, Iraq has a huge connection with the Bible. We know many prophets like Daniel, Ezekiel, and our patriarch Abraham all come from the land of Iraq. In olden days, it is called Mesopotamia. And it can be called as a birthplace of the Bible. Iraq can be called as a birthplace of Bible. And there is a common heritage that Caldean Church and Syro-Malabar Church in Kerala shares the common patrimony and heritage of the faith that is brought by Saint Thomas the Apostle, first in Iraq, Caldean Church, and then back to Kerala in India. So this is a blessed moment that His Beatitude, Patriarch Louis Raphael SAKO has given us to share the faith journey. Welcome your Beatitude, Patriarch Louis Raphael, for these precious moments you have given me and given to the Goodness Television channel.
Thank you so much, Father.
Yes.
This is for me an opportunity to speak about our both churches.
Yes.
We were the mother church of Malabar Church, yes. And now maybe it is better to say that Malabar Church is the mother church because of number. And so on.
But mother is always mother.
Yeah. Historically,
the
Caldean Church was the mother
church of the Syro-Malabar, right?
And we went also, our missionaries went to China.
Yes.
To China, to Philippines, Afghanistan, of course, Iran and Turkey and so on, and the Gulf.
Yes. Not only that, Iraq is the cradle of civilization. And economically and commercially speaking, Iraq, the olden Mesopotamia, had a connection with India in trade and many other ways, So before coming to the richness and biblical tradition and the liturgical tradition, I would like to ask a very simple question, your Beatitude, that would you please explain to me as a faith journey, beginning with your family, like just to know that anybody would be happy to know about your childhood.
I belong to a big family. I mean, my uncle was a priest, married a priest.
Oh, yes.
My father was a deacon. And we were 2 brothers and 5 sisters. Yes. And I have a sister nun here in Rome.
Oh, really?
She's 50 years.
Which congregation?
Immaculate. It is a Caldean congregation,
yes.
patriarchal congregation. They are about 100
yes.
nuns. And so I have been born I was born in SAKO in the north.
SAKO, yes.
Yeah, because before me, I had a brother with the same name. So I was not registered new. My father at that time is what, the mentality and the use not to change, because it is difficult. He has to go to the, a town and to register me. And so I got the death of my brother who was died. He has the same name.
Okay.
But I was born on the 4th July 49.
Your Beatitude, will you share with us the mystery of your vocation, the journey towards priesthood?
Yeah. So, our house was like a small church, home church. Mm-hmm. We were always in the evening before to go to sleep, to pray the rosary.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a little bit long for me. I was
No, I will be happy to hear.
Yeah, but we all were around my parents praying the rosary, and I was accompanying my father and my mother to the church, and I was serving the masses as a child, candles and so on. Then, when I finished the primary school, I asked my father, I want to go to the seminary, because the seminary was very close to our house.
Yes.
They were Dominican fathers from France, running the seminary. The seminary was spiritual, Chaldeans and Syrians, Syrian Catholics. I went with my brother to the bishop, and my father told the bishop, my brother wants to be a priest and to go to the seminary. I was disappointed.
Yes.
We went back home, and I, reacted very, very strong, telling my father, I want to be a priest, I'm not my brother. And so we went back to the bishop, and he asked me, if I want to go to the seminary. He gave me the letter, and I went to the seminary, the minor seminary at that time. And we were all of the seminarians obliged to speak French, and that's for us very difficult. But there was, just a corner, somewhere, we go there, and if we need something to speak in Arabic. Therefore, when 1 year I learned the French and the French literary history, and so with the Chaldean, Arabic and also catechism. But I continue until the end. But one day I had a problem with a seminarian, a Syrian seminarian from the church. I don't think why. And I went to ask the rector, I want to leave. He said, why? You are a good seminarian. No, I want to leave. This is because I had a problem, a tough problem with the seminarian. And I told him, this seminary will leave the seminary. It will not stay in the seminary. Then I met my spiritual director. He said, you don't have to leave the seminary. You have patience, and so. And I stayed. Then the Syrian left the seminary and got married. But I continued to the priesthood.
But you shared that your crisis to the spiritual director.
Yeah.
I think it is very important point, your beatitude.
No, we have to have the courage to say the truth.
To say that. Truth.
Because maybe I was a little bit nervous. But he was my friend, very close. But he was the first one. We were 20 in my class. He was first one. I was the second one. Sometimes I was the first one. He was the second one. But until now, he is a subdeacon. He's in France, and we are friends. But he left.
I think what you say has a great spiritual meaning, because very often when we go through difficulty, struggle, crisis, we are not ready to open up. So you openly shared in humility.
No. This is for education in the family, but also in the seminary.
To be truthful.
We are receiving, from our professors and so teaching us. But we have to personalize that and react. And I was always discussing with them.
I think two events come to my memory right now. First one is Saint Therese of Lisieux, Little Therese. She, the day before her profession, in the previous night, she had a lot of temptations against, chastity.
This is normal.
And then she thought she has no vocation. She wants to leave. Then in humility, she went and shared with her mother, the mother superior. Like you shared with your spiritual father, Saint Therese said to the Mother Superior,
Yeah.
I don't have vocation.
Yeah.
The Mother Superior said, you only have vocation, even if others don't have.
Yeah.
Go and sleep. And then she overcome the temptation and became a great saint in the church.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is, the way of God. If you have vocation, you will stay. You don't have it, you will leave. Even you are ordained priest.
Yes.
I have many cases in our church of priests. I was the rector of the seminary. I was telling some people, you don't have vocation. This was very clear. But after that, he left the seminary. He went out. He saw, he met a bishop. The bishop ordained him. After 1 year, he left the priesthood. This is very bad.
Yes.
There are signs of vocation. But it's not something theoretical.
Theory, yeah.
Yeah, it shows.
Yeah, it shows. Yeah. So your beatitude, how many years were your formation period in the seminary?
11 years.
11 years.
5 in the minor seminary and 6 in the major seminary. 2 of philosophy and 4 of theology at that time.
And you were ordained in 1st May, 1974.
And this was against the tradition of the seminary.
Oh, what was that?
Usually, the priests were ordained at the end of July, at the feast of Peter and Paul, 29 July, or on 15 May, the feast of the Virgin Mary. This is in the only the Caldean Church.
Only Caldean Church.
Yeah. But I was alone. Others left because of this. There is military service, and I chose the 1st of May because I was reading about priests in France working as workers, and so to live with people, to experience the life of workers, simple workers, but in Iraq it was very difficult to say that. But I chose this day because it was also vacation, and many priests were there. It was. I give the homily. This was an exceptional, because always the bishop was giving the homily.
Yes.
But he asked me to give the homily.
That is exceptional. They have seen wisdom exceptional in you. Your beatitude, you were appointed, the first appointment was in Cathedral of the Mosul.
Yeah.
Your pastoral assignment.
Yeah, I was an associated priest. I will tell you a very strange history. After 1 month, I was in my room because, I got a letter from a girl, just, in our neighborhood. He was coming to the mass and so, and she was asking for a relation with me. And I read the letter and what I was, destroyed. And so I asked, the guardian to go and call her. She came. I told her, this is bad. I am a priest. I cannot get married with you. And I am for the Christ. So go and find another one. And no, she said, no, I love you, and so you are my dream, and so on. Don't dream. Just after 1 month. Yeah.
As a young priest.
Yeah, really, a young priest, and so on. Then I told her, be quiet, don't worry. I don't want to speak to everyone about that.
Yeah.
Take a coffee and so on. We stay friends. Then, after 3 years, I was sent here to Rome to study, to achieve my studies. And I went back to Iraq after, I defended my doctorate. And I got, the invitation of this young...
Marriage.
For the marriage. And I went, I blessed their marriage.
Oh, wow, that's an incredible story. Wow.
Terrible.
Incredible story.
Incredible.
Because you prayed for her.
I prayed for her, of course. And she was,
and you are the one blessing the marriage.
That maybe a little bit emotional. He was emotional. She was emotional.
Naturally.
But after 6 years, I was appointed in another parish, and I bought two houses for poor people and so on. And one of them was I made a dispensary, and our guardian came to tell me he saw a lady with 2 babies in the street with black clothes, and she was lost. He came, he saw the cross, and he spoke to her, and she said, "I am my husband died, and I am living with another family. The man is always drinking alcohol, so I am very afraid. I don't know if you have a place, a house near the church." He came and told me, but I didn't know who was behind. And you, of course, bring her. And she was the same.
Oh.
I gave that house.
Wow.
Terrible, yeah.
It's an incredible story of God's providence, and through your strong conviction as a priest,
No, I think this is maybe I am telling that we are pastorates. We have to deal with all cases as pastors and fathers. So, and when I was visiting her, I was never alone with this, because to children and to neighborhood, not to scandalize.
It's a very wonderful story. Thank you so much for sharing that. People will enjoy it, I know.
Maybe for the young priests,
young
seminary.
Priests, exactly. Your beatitude, you had taken double doctorate in Eastern Patrology from Oriental Institute in Rome, and in doctorate in history from Sorbonne University, Paris. And how did your higher study help you in your pastoral ministry?
Oh, a lot, really.
Because people say that you go for higher study and you lose your faith, and what is the use of doing higher studies? But I think you have some stories to tell.
No, my studies helped me to deepen, my faith, and also helps me a lot how to speak with people, not only Christians but also Muslims. Until now, I wrote 42 books.
Wow.
Yeah, and liturgy, history, spirituality, and also catechism, how to present our faith today in accessible language, comprehensive language to people in Arabic, but not only to Christian, to Muslims. And I participated in many, conferences and meetings and forums and so on, and it helps me. This is it. It is testimony for our church that we are capable, to help people and to share with others, and to let them know what is our faith and our mission, and also our identity as Chaldeans, but also as Christians. Yeah, very rich experience.
So,
and I was teaching in the seminary, in the faculty of theology until I was
from 1997 to 2002,
No, after
you were
that
lector
also.
in a
I was
seminary.
lector, but also
Teaching also.
teaching in the faculty of theology. It was in the front of the seminary, another building.
So when you were the rector of the seminary, would you please share the formation of the seminarians and that time?
Before me, there was a priest rector for 18 years. He was very classical and he was neglecting seminarians.
Oh.
Yeah, was always outside. And the seminarians were wearing, the habit, very bad habit.
Oh.
Working, to build, walls and so on. And for the first time, for the dinner, it was the embargo, during the embargo. For the dinner, he asked me that my hobby was the previous former rector. My hobby was to be the rector of the seminary. I told him, if you want, I go back to the parish.
Oh.
No. And it was very simple dinner, It asked me, do you want to eat something? No, I don't know. I don't want to eat. I am like, I have to eat with what the others have. I changed everything.
Oh.
They were, putting clergy or civil without the
identity.
The clergy, because they are not ordained and they are not members of the clergy, maybe, and the atmosphere was so familiar. And some in the feast and Sundays were bringing them beer and wine and making barbecue outside in the gardens and so on. And I was inviting people, sisters, and because there was a parish, I was at the same time responsible of a parish belonging to the seminary, a big parish.
Oh.
3,000 faithful.
Oh.
So the seminary was open. They were coming to the mass in the seminary because in the parish was also, I had an associate priest.
Associate priest.
Yes, because he was celebrating the mass in the evening. In the morning, I was celebrating the mass to the seminaries. Nuns were coming, and I was invited them to have breakfast with us and also other people. It is normal. They should live with the others normally and not be complicated.
And not to put a wall.
Terrible.
So you gave a rich exposure, openness to the seminarians.
Yeah. I was for them a father. There were about 30 people. In my time, 65 seminarians.
Wow. The word his beatitude said is that I was a father to the seminarians.
Yeah.
That's a huge statement. I think all other rectors in the world can take from his beatitude to be a father, to be a mother.
No, I am not a ruler. I am a father, a pastor, a friend of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Accompanying.
To be close to them and a friend of them.
I think that could be the reason in your time there are many seminarians who became priests.
Yeah.
It's
and many of our priests are my students. In the seminary or in the faculty of theology. I was teaching patrology and also Islamics.
And his beatitude is also gifted to speak the language of Jesus, the Neo-Aramaic. So that itself is a big thing. And he speaks French, German, Italian, Kurdish, all the languages. So your beatitude in August 2009, during the Ramadan time, you called for a meeting for peace in the country. What made you to take such initiative?
That was Ramadan, Ramadan, they have, iftar, a dinner. So I invited about 200 people to a dinner. The majority was Muslim.
Muslims.
Of course, the governor of Kirkuk, I was in Kirkuk that time, and other responsibles and imams, Sunni and Shia.
How do you feel the fruit of that effort?
They were always fighting each other, not speaking to each other. And when I invite them, they meet each other, and the governor gave a short speech. He said, "We meet each other and we laugh with each other only in the church. The church is uniting us." This is a good testimony.
That's a big testimony and an outstanding statement.
Yeah.
Especially in the context of Pope Francis, who wrote Fratelli Tutti, the universal brotherhood.
Yeah, I was helping Muslims.
What made you to bring them together? That you said, that they were fighting, unity, hating each other.
I was visiting them, and I was also helping Muslims families, visiting the hospitals, and I also in Kirkuk, I opened a dispensary freely for all people. Many doctors were Muslims are coming to help them also. So this is a kind of, to be close to others and to show our faith.
I think no wonder Holy Father has appointed you as one of the members of the dicastery of the Interreligious dialogue.
Yeah.
You're connected with that because of rich experience.
Yeah, I know Islam and I am very close to them. I wrote two books about Islam. Yeah, how to present, the first one was how to present Christianity to Muslims and Islam to Christians.
Christianity.
Then I wrote a book this year on Islam in academic way, and it's sometimes criticizing them.
Oh, can we expect an English translation?
We will see, yeah.
That
And I was also defending our faith.
faith.
Yeah, basic on the Quran.
Quran. I think it will be a great contribution for the church, that work.
And also, when I was patriarch, I formed, an interreligious dialogue committee with Muslims and others.
Yes.
And we defeated, the hatred speeches, the speeches of hatred in the mosques. We were visiting imams saying, no, this is bad, this is against God, this is against our country, citizenship. We are all brothers.
Brothers. Thank you very much. Your beatitude.
God bless you.
Thank you.